Have you ever loved something so much that you just want to make it happen every day? Me neither. This is a podcast today. If you like Planet of the Apes films, they're like your favorite films. You like watching the world burn. You're a crazy guy or gal because what I would love to know what you're getting out of it. No, I'm not gonna say they're badly made films. I'm not gonna say the CGI is lazy. I wouldn't dare. But what I will say is, I don't know. I don't sit down and watch Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix television show. I don't watch much. What are they called? Natural disaster films, and I don't watch The Rise of Apes. Because when I watch this film, it's like, it's just it's something I don't. This is one of those films. It's a concept. It's a conversation you have with someone. Oh, dude, imagine if like the fucking apes rose up. Like, why don't apes fucking evolve already? And then someone goes, I don't know, dude. Why don't they? And then there's like a smart ass, and he's like, they're actually just a common ancestor, or they're not actually us, or something like that. And then they're like, yeah, why don't they evolve? Imagine they did. If the apes, do you think they'd be angry at us? Do you think they'd fucking, fight back or something? And then it's just kind of like a conversation you maybe have when bored at work, and they made it a film. That's like, by the way, 98% of films. It's just, an idea of which you make a film. I understand that. That's like alien invasion films, or like, basically anything. Is meant to be a cool concept. I just don't like this one. It just makes me upset. This is a horror film to me. I don't know if it's meant to be. What can you, I'm on Letterboxd right now. I want to know if it tells you genres of films. It doesn't tell me what kind of genre this is. Let me just Google it. Like, what is it? What is the Planet of the Apes considered as? Like, Rise. Again, I'm bad at typing with one hand. Rise of the Planet of the Apes came out in 2011. It's just an action sci-fi, apparently. Came out 2011. Isn't that the film the last Harry Potter film came out? I don't know, but Tom Felton is in this, so I guess he was hot off that. It's actually got a decent little cast here. We got Andy Serkis as Little Ape. You got James Franco before he was doing bad stuff. I actually don't know what James Franco did that's bad. I don't actually remember, but I think it was something. Directed by Rupert Wyatt in 2011. Evolution becomes revulsion. I just don't like it. It's like they're rising up, and I'm just watching it the whole time thinking, oh, if this happens, I'm so fucked. Like, I just watch films like this, and I guess to a point where I'm not really watching what's happening, and I'm just thinking, where would I hide? What would be my hiding place? Where would the apes not find me? Like, how would I get by? Like, I'm no longer watching the film. You get about 20 minutes and you're like, okay, I know what the film is, I know what's happening. And you just start to think, but how long till they kill? Like, would I make early attempts to sort of befriend them? Or is that just an early death wish? Or do I just sort of hide? Or am I just sort of kill myself? I would hate it. I don't like the apes. They weird me out. And I understand there's like, like everything, there's like a message and there's an underlying thing. And it's like the way we were treating the apes, the humans start getting treated like the apes were treated. And it's like, there's a whole like, I actually don't know, to be honest, what like the underlying messages or what they're like saying, or what like the imagery is meant to resemble, represent, or whatever. There obviously is one. I don't care for it though, because actually the film just makes me. I just don't feel nice watching it, And I can watch films where bad stuff happens, or like, but there's just something particular about the apes, and also I gotta make it clear, is if it was like Rise of the Planet of the Giraffes, I feel like it would be fine. It's just that I don't really like monkeys. Before this, I just don't like them that much, really. Like, there's some I don't mind. Like, I like monkeys that are like no taller than like, a cereal box or something. Like, maybe that's a bit short. Maybe like a monkey. I don't want a monkey to be taller than my knee, because they are literally basically like little humans, but they're animals. And it's like they're smart, but they're like, it's like they're smart, but they speak German. And for some reason, no one can learn the language and they can't learn ours. So it's like they're basically one language away from us having to let them live amongst us in a society. And it was like, I don't know, monkeys just kind of weird me. I don't mind looking at images of them, and I could see one. I haven't got a fear of monkeys. It's just that I don't know why anyone would really want a pet monkey. Um, I never really liked him. The only I'm trying to think of remember the name of the monkey I liked. What was it called? Like the Star Monkey or something? Star Monkey. Also, some of them have got red asses, and it's just they're not cute. They turn around and you're like, Jesus Christ! It's fucking business in the front, party in the back with them. What's it? I'm gonna try and find what this monkey was, because I remember like it was the only monkey I fucked with. Um, but yeah, like gorillas are calm actually. I don't mind, even though gorillas are very like human-like when you see their faces, because they're so big and like whatever. They are more like animals, but it is specifically chimps. Chimps are just like and they will rip your face off, man. They'll tear your face. I mean, a gorilla will kill you, but I feel like it's more of just like it's gonna pound. This has nothing to do with Rise of the Planet. I'm just talking about monkeys. But I feel like a gorilla's gonna like beat you to death, which I like. Well, I don't like that, but I don't mind that as an animal. An animal that's gonna run at me with its hand, it's gonna rip my face off. All the spit from the teeth, like I don't, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm just looking at them right now, the little hands and little feet that also are like hands. I like lemurs. Like a lemur is like, for all intents and purposes, a lemur is a monkey and it looks like an animal. And then it's like someone took a lemur and then just like photoshopped it with a little baby face. They just weird me out. I like animals who look like animals. Um, but anyway, back to the actual film. I think I basically exposed very early on that this film could never do right in my eyes, because I just don't like monkeys, I guess, or at least chimps, I guess. Honestly, if the monkeys were being nice, I'd like it, but I just know that the chimps will turn on me, and I don't know. I just take this film very personally. But yeah, evolution becomes revolution. Scientist Will Rodman is determined to find a cure for Alzheimer's, the disease which has slowly consumed his father. Will feels certain he is close to a breakthrough and tests his latest serum on apes, noticing dramatic increases in intelligence and brain activity in the primate subjects, especially Caesar, his pet chimpanzee. Don't know why he's got a pet chimpanzee. Oh yeah, that's who Franco plays. It's all coming back to me now. And he lives in this kind of like big house in San Francisco, I think, and like the chimp's like going around as a kid, and he's all cute as a kid, but then he goes up and he gets older and he sees like his fellow apes living in like captivity and stuff, and they're kind of like, free us, humans are bad, and he's like, do I switch sides? And then he becomes like the leader because he's like the most intelligent of all the apes, and he can actually like speak a little bit at some point, and they start riding horses and jumping on cars and fighting humans, and it's like an all-out war. And I'm just like, oh god. No, no, no. No, 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 no. The average rating is a 3.6. Let's see, what has Rupert Wyatt done any other stuff I've seen before? Let's find out. He hasn't done many films. Oh, he did Planet of the Apes, and they put him in director's prison. Because he's done like nothing else really. Just out of curiosity, let me try and find some of the other Planet of the Apes films, because I guess they weren't even directed by him either. Because you've got Rise of the Planet of the Apes. They've all got names in a similar sort of format. So Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and is that what is it, the next one? These are all the old ones. Okay, Rise, then Dawn, and then The War. And are they all directed by different people? That surprises me. Yeah, this one's Matt Reeves. I recognize that name. What's Matt Reeves done? Matt Reeves, he did the Batman. I liked the Batman. That was a cool aesthetic. And that's the thing with most of these films that I say I don't like. It's like they're all technically actually well made, good films. It's just that I'm a picky bastard. So that was Matt Reeves. And then who did the third one? Who did War for Planet of the Apes? That's probably one that's taken a bit too far, weren't they? I mean, the first one is a fucking war, so I don't know. Is that the girl who was in? I don't know. I can barely tell. Oh, it was also Matt Reeves. So they kind of just binned him off and got Matt Reeves. One thing I will say though is this film came out in 2017, and the other ones earlier, obviously 2011. I don't know what they changed or CGI wise, just in general, but I do feel like the monkeys, the apes, they looked better in these. Like, and I watched like a Corridor Crew video, and it was talking about Planet of the Apes, and like The new one that's coming out, I don't actually think the CGI looks that great. It doesn't look bad. It's just like it's like looking at one art style and then looking at another art style. It's just a different art style, and they're both done to a high level. But the way they look now, it's like it might look clearer, and there might technically be more hairs on the animals all moving in unison or what, something like that. Well, not in unison, but you know what I mean. But there's something about it looks more cartoony about the animals in the new Planet of the Apes. I've seen watching the trailer and the way they move and stuff, and yeah, don't know what's going on there, but something about the style they had. Like I'm looking at the screenshots of this, and it's like Jesus, man. Also, the apes, they're like all tribal and they've got bows and arrows and just kind of. It's like there's that island where like the old tribe still lives and they're like outside of time and they don't know what technology is and stuff, and then people go there and get speared through the heart. You know, yeah. I just don't like the film. I just don't like the film, but it's not really the film's fault. It's like Matt Reeves probably did a great job. He's a good director. I think I've seen the Batman. That's it. I really liked his direction in the Batman. Like I really liked all the GoPro style shots they kind of had, like when he was like gliding through the air and stuff, or on the bike. Like it was like a cool type of shot that you don't see much. Really liked it as a choice. The colors were cool. It just had a cool tone and mood to it. In terms of his directing. So I'm sure like I'm sure it's like these films and this type of film, it's the best it can be at what they're doing. It's just I don't like it at the base, so I can't really get past that. Let's read a couple of the reviews. The top three most popular reviews. Oh wow, one of the top three reviews is the Bears one and only. Now I want to try and say the name right because you would read this and assume it's Ayo Edebiri, but then I watched the interview and it's Ayo Edebiri. I can't remember the last name part, but it's not Ayo, it's Ayo. So I'm just gonna say Ayo. Basically, what's she in? She's in Bottoms, that comedy I haven't seen. She's in The Bear. She plays Sydney. She's in everything recently. She's kind of hot shit right now. Whenever I give my dog CBD before I fly, I get afraid this will happen. I don't know what CBD is, but honestly, I get the sentiment of what you're saying. Now, I don't... Well, to be fair, Caesar starts off nice too, but I don't think... I feel like dogs are too kind-hearted. Like, I don't think there's any bad stuff for them to see to turn against us. I guess we are keeping them caged too. And they might start to question why we're doing that and why they cannot not be on a lead. I promise it's for your own safety, but they might not get that. But, you know, if anything, I'd be more worried about the fish if they could somehow sprout legs, because we're keeping them in very small tanks when they could be in like the ocean, which most of the earth is covered in. And I, barely feed them. We kill them very easily by accident all the time. I just worry about the fish a little bit more than I would maybe the dogs. This remake of the spoilers. Caesar's screaming no remains one of the most powerful moments in recent studio blockbuster filmmaking. Once again, this is very similar to The Matrix, with a very similar style of review. In The Matrix, when we had someone write for paragraphs and paragraphs their favourite part of the film and then ended it by saying, that is honestly one of the best movie making moments ever, and there hasn't been a good one since. And it's like now I'm watching Planet of the Apes that came out about 10, 11 years after The Matrix, of someone saying the same thing. Best blockbuster filmmaking moment ever. Turns out there's actually a lot of good blockbuster filmmaker moments, and everyone just has their own personal favourite, and everyone finds their favourite and says, and there hasn't been another one that has come close. And it's like, there's loads of great moments. So it kind of just depends on what you're into. Third review. Oh, Cosmonaut Market. I've actually watched some of his YouTube videos before. As an ape enjoyer, we are already starting off from two very different places. As an ape enjoyer, I decided to finally watch this series. Great ape content in this one. You see, I don't know. I would say Curious George is great ape content. This is like the exact opposite. Human plot lines are really predictable and dumb though. Probably true. People like Tom Felton's character, he's probably like cartoonishly mean to the apes. From what I remember, like he's asking to sort of be killed by them. I don't know if he dies. Apes together strong. Yeah, I don't like when they start speaking apes together, and they speak way too much in the trailer for the next one, I feel like. But I guess they're evolving, so what can you do? It's kind of like Groot. I want Groot to speak as little as possible and only say I am Groot. Like when he starts saying family and yes and like we and shit. It's like Vin Diesel just say I'm Groot, thanks. Um, Everyone in their videos, in their reviews that I talk are like quoting it. This one just says no, which before reading the prior review, I would have thought was just them hating on the film because that's me. That's my review. No, you know, I easily could just say no, but they're quoting apparently. Caesar's like no or something for the first time. That's the first word he says. I gasped when he spoke for the first time. Fair enough. Kingdom. Oh, that's a new one. Apes alone weak. Apes together strong. Yeah, united we stand, harder we fall. I absolutely love this movie and this series. Aside from Circus's performance as a whole, there were so many things in this one that just made it epic. Should have said epic. You shouldn't have said epic. That's cringe. The Caesar prison yard jump. Caesar building up his cartel. Crazy. His cartel. His revenge on Malfoy. Yeah, sure. And the first no were just, you know, this emoji, sort of chef's kiss emoji, cinema. You said cinema unironically, or maybe ironically. I don't know how to take that. I'm gonna have to give a review. I I'm gonna go with I hated Apes before this movie, and I hate them even more now. Full stop. I hated Apes before this movie, and I hate them even more now. I can type faster than that. I'm using one hand. Give me a break. Half a star, we move. But yeah, and again, and I understand Lord of the Rings is a well-made film. I understand Matrix is a well-made film. I understand Rise of the Planet of the Apes is a well-made film. I understand a lot of the Avatar's a well-made film. They're just not to my. The whole point of this is I recommend films that are bad because I know I have bad taste and people like them. It's just the dynamic anyway, just to get it out of the way. Because I don't know how I'm coming across. I'm coming across as a smug little son of a bitch. I'm not. Anyway, so we're going to just... Why am I saying things like son of a bitch? That just feels like such an American thing to say. It just felt like we're outside of my character. Why am I even saying it? I just feel like I'm not even being me right now. I don't even know what I'm doing. It's like, anyway. Planet of the Apes. Rise, Dawn, Kingdom, Come, whichever. Not king, like Kingdom Come together. Not like Come on its own. Gross. That's all. God, I hate that I ended on that tone. Dankeschön.